Let's check it out now. Well, it's a goddamn RICO case. Now, ladies and gentlemen, listen, one thing about a RICO case is that, when the state or the feds are trying to levy this against a group of high-profile individuals, what becomes very important is resources, okay? Now, if you got a lot of money, you could potentially fight this case, and also you could kind of move resources and assets around to help other people who are defendants. Usually these cases are really cracked by snitches and also people that are down to plea out because honestly, they just don't got the money and resources to fight it. However, if you got somebody who's in Thug's position, got a lot of money, okay, right? He's being backed by 300 Entertainment. We saw Kevin Liles come in there, like pretty much waving his bank account, saying that he got hundreds of millions. So potentially, this could be a really slugfest that the state or the feds have to fight with defendants that have the resources. So one of the things they usually do quickly, and we've seen it in the Murder Inc. situation, at least when the feds went at them, they quickly got people out the paint by going after resources, okay? What does that mean? Once you go after their wealth, people with actual wealth, they actually fall back because nobody want their shit seized, nobody want their money like frozen up, nobody want their books looked into, and that's how you usually starve out all the defendants, and basically you get them to a point where they're like, yo, all right, screw it, man, we're just gonna take a plea. Keep in mind, these guys are not getting out of jail to make more money, okay? Now, what the state of Georgia is actually doing against Young Thug right now is that when they arrested him, they seized a bunch of stuff. Now, they seize these stuff randomly. They don't really even say that they know these things were connected to a crime, and that's how forfeiture laws usually go. So pretty much if you was a drug dealer and you bought a Rolls Royce from drug dealing money, essentially that car could be seized and then it could be sold at an auction that it could pay back, they usually allocate the money a couple different ways, but basically they're saying you forfeit any asset that was paid for or gotten through illegal means, okay? Now, these are the things that they have seized, and actually they're filing a forfeiture clause with the courts because they're trying to keep it. They're not trying to give this back to Thug, okay? So they seized $149,000 in cash. They're not trying to get that back, okay? They seized 87 pieces of jewelry, including the 18 karat gold Patek Philippe, a Rolex with King Slime on it, okay? They seized multiple pendants, bracelets, necklaces, rings, earrings, okay? A lot of them had like custom engravings saying YSL and all that type of stuff. They took a lot of clothing, okay? They also took, I believe, even some cars as well, too, okay? So essentially, right, they're trying to say that the state of Georgia should take possession of all these items, okay? Now, when they take possession of these items, essentially they could sell them later, okay? By the way, also, they took firearms as well. And by the way, there's a Corvette and a Porsche, if you're wondering one of the cars, okay? There's multiple other cars too, okay? Anyway, here's the thing, and this is where it gets a little dicey, because Young Thug's lawyer is trying to fight it, okay? He's responding to the complaint for the forfeiture by saying that these property was unlawfully seized, but not only that, he quoted this. He said, forfeiture of seized properties is barred by the prohibition against excessive violence set forth in the 8th Amendment, and basically he's also trying to say, yo, Young Thug isn't guilty of anything. While the case is still pending, you guys can't already be going forward with trying to just seize his property permanently. Secondly, he got these things, okay, through legal means. He was a musician. He's making a lot of money. He bought them legally. It's not through whatever gang that you guys have claimed that he's in. Here's what's going to become very interesting, because Young Thug has made a lot of money through YSL. What the government is doing, they're saying that the record label is only a facet of the gang. So what does that mean? It means that the money that the record label gets could be intertangled and intermingled with illegal money. So that's not an easy cop-out. The reason why it's not an easy cop-out is because the name of the label, right, that's paying him and that's generating the money is called YSL, and the name of the gang is YSL. So basically, it kind of got Young Thug in a bind because the name of his gang is the name of his record label, and he's probably going to have to go through some extreme means to show the court that, yo, all these things he got were through legitimate means. Okay, that's number one. So he got it legitimately, and he got it through him making or him being a musician. But then they got to also show that no illegal money ever funded him being a musician or funded that label. Okay, this is going to be a long, drawn out thing that probably will exceed the duration of this whole case, whether Young Thug beats it or not. Okay, essentially, the state of Georgia is trying to clamp down on Young Thug, and they're trying to make sure money he had on hand can't get used. They probably froze bank accounts. They probably are going after these high price assets that nobody around him could sell it to free up cash. What does that mean? They're trying to squeeze him. Okay. Again, it feels like it's a dirty game they're playing, but apparently this is a game they play when they charge people in a RICO case. And the reason why they feel they got to play these games is because when a RICO charge usually is for people who do a really good job of hiding themselves behind the organization when they're calling out murders, they're calling out hits, robberies, they're selling drugs, because you never see them pull a trigger, you never see them do a sale. They're the head of the whole situation, and they get paid usually from it all. So you have to basically do all these things to essentially try to get the organization in a position to prosecute. So anyway, they're not trying to get Thug all his stuff back. By the way, there's another jeweler who claimed that Young Thug had borrowed a bunch of jewelry from him, and that person is saying, yo, give me back my stuff. You could take his stuff, but I loaned him that, okay? And we will see what that's from, but yo, this don't look too good for Thug, man. This don't look too good for Thug at all, bro. Anyway, get a comment, you guys like them, subscribe to Akademiks.